In this video, I install an old Seagate 160GB SATA hard disk into a UL Tech security camera DV recorder from 2019. This is a basic 4-camera model that didn't come bundled with its own hard disk. Probably because this model is intended to be used on a network, the recording would take place on the network device rather than on this D.V.R box. Several variants of this brand of D.V.R are available from a range of major retailers here in Australia, some with 8 cameras, some with 2 cameras, some with bundled 4TB hard disks, and the prices vary a lot, from just under 68 Australian dollars for the D.V.R box and no cameras, right up to several hundred for the 8-camera and 4TB hard disk variant. We initially purchased it in 2019 as a simple means of monitoring some of the local wildlife that has moved in underneath our house, specifically a female Tasmanian devil with 3 babies, as well as a female wombat with a juvenile who had moved in and was often heard bumping its head against the floor frame, usually late at night, as they are nocturnal by nature. The cameras worked well enough in the infrared night vision mode for us to observe them in the darkness. However, it quickly became apparent that the D.V.R wasn't able to do any internal recording, and we had to resort to filming the monitor to get any footage of them. The system has been mostly unused for a couple of years, and I decided to open it up and see if there was any provision to install a hard disk or storage device that would enable recording, and was pleased to see that it simply needed a SATA hard disk to be fitted and formatted. Opening the D.V.R box is a simple matter of removing the 4 Phillips screws holding the metal cover in place. Once inside, there's very little to the device, a single PCB with all the inputs and outputs, and some ICs for the operating system and video conversion. There's plenty of space to install the hard disk, but the D.V.R chassis has holes that don't seem to match any of the standard ATX-style disks. I used some industrial-strength double-sided tape to hold it in place. and a small piece of closed-cell foam to wedge it between the chassis and the top of the case. Once installed and reassembled, it is simply a matter of navigating through the D.V.R's horrible system menu with the mouse and formatting the hard disk. This was surprisingly easy to do and didn't throw up any error messages or problems. I was expecting a much more difficult task, so it was a relief to have it all just work first time. After the disk was installed and formatted, I plugged in one of the cameras, hooked it up to a monitor via the HDMI output, and navigated through the unintuitive menu to the recorder settings, set it to record from Channel 1's camera. I tested it in the playback menu. I then plugged in a 64GB USB drive to transfer the video file to my PC. As you can see, the whole process was fairly straightforward and intuitive, and everything worked first time. The video quality is not great. They claim it does 1080p recordings, but it looks more like upscaled 720p. The picture is noisy and has noticeable lens warping, but it's perfectly acceptable for a security camera. I wouldn't use it to shoot a great-looking video, but it is what it is, and that's all I expect from it. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have one like this that has no hard disk installed, you can easily install one without any software or firmware updates, and the only tool needed is a P2 Phillips screwdriver and some double-sided tape. We'll upload some video of the devils and wombats once the cameras are reinstated under the house. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing to our channel. We'd truly appreciate it, and it really helps us grow the channel. Bye for now.